All right, good morning, everyone. If you can chat in the box that you can hear me, we'll just do a little sound check real quick. All right, so Erica can hear me. Okay, it looks like we're good. Okay, so first of all, I'm Mariah Parriott. I'm the office manager here at the Chamber of Commerce. Couple of housekeeping items before we get started. Number one, if you will go ahead and mute your audio on your end. I've muted everyone as they come in. But if you'll go ahead and mute on your end, that way the screens won't blink as people are talking in the background so that you can see the presentation at all times. Also, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box and I'll try and answer them as we go along as I see them. If I don't have an answer for you right now, what I'll do is I'll do a sheet to send out afterwards with all the answers. I am not a expert by any means. I've been doing this quite a while and I've sat through many classes and workshops. Um, so I can answer most things, but if we need to, we'll get with the Googlers at the partner community and they can get those questions answered for you. Um, so that, and then if you feel like you need some one-on-one time, we won't, typically in a live class, we would have a actual time to work on your laptops um, before we leave and kind of go ahead and get started setting everything up or verifying your Google listing or claiming it if you already have one. But of course, we can't really do that virtually here. So if you need that help, what we'll do is I'll schedule a time with you tomorrow, so Friday. We are open here from 9 to 12 in the morning and then 1:30 to 4 in the afternoon. So we can either do that virtual face-to-face. I can get on the phone with you. You can even come in. Um, that's fine. So we did have our first question here. Yes, if you can't stay on for the full webinar, that's okay. You're welcome to go. Everybody has busy schedules. We are recording right now, so you'll see that little red button in the corner, and that means that it is recording. And that recording will be sent out for some of those that signed up that couldn't actually get on with us this morning. So we do have a few of those cases. With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the presentation so you don't have to look at me the whole time. And we'll get started. So give me just a second. Okay, so all right, so of course today your topic is get your business online with Google Search and Maps. And in this class, we're going to learn how to set up, verify, and manage your business profile on Google using a free tool called Google My Business. Google My Business helps local businesses be found and manage business information on Google Search and Maps. For any of the nonprofits with us today, this tool works exactly the same way for you. Um, Organizations that see local customers or clients face to face, so our brick and mortar businesses, um, can benefit from having this business profile. And basically, what this business profile is that on the right hand side of the Google search screen, you'll have a business listing come up, and it'll be, all of your business information along with a way to call you directly on the internet. Um, It'll have your website, it'll have social media links, it'll have the Google Maps directions, which is part of the integration with the Google My Business. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Some of you may already have one, and it just needs to be claimed so that you can actually utilize it, change out the information. Sometimes when there's a lot of traffic to a business, Google will actually create one for you. But unfortunately, until you claim it, you can't customize it and you can't change any of the information. So that's going to be what we're talking about today. If there's not already one out there for you, you're a newer business, perhaps another business was in your physical location prior to you opening there, then we may have to do some work to actually start from scratch and go ahead and create that for you. So I have a little video that I want to show, and this kind of introduces Google My Business. This is a seafood bar, so if you'll take a look at this real quick.
My name is Amy Hahn. I'm the fourth generation of Haley Seafood here in Baltimore, one of the oldest seafood companies in years. Bill and Nancy were my parents. I It's a crab.
Okay, so I'm being told that the video sound is not coming through, so I apologize about that. But we will go ahead and, like I said, send out the video separately so that you can hear it. But basically, what they're kind of talking about is they're a family-run business. The young man that they were showing holding the fish, he is a fifth generation of Fadleys. And really that Google My Business really helps their business in every step of their day, from putting out advertisements um, about their new seafood that's coming in, what's in season, what the special of the day is, but it also kind of gives them some insight as to, how busy it may be based on people calling in, people, hitting the direction button. So it kind of gives them a little bit of insight as to what their season looks like, and how many customers they may have, how many searches they're getting online, things like that. And of course, it helps their customers keep up with them as well. so that they know, we're going to close early today, we're having a special today, things like that. So it's a cute video, so I'm sorry that the sound didn't come through. So this is kind of our agenda for today. Basically, what is a business profile on Google? Then we're going to take a tour of the Google My Business tool. And then if we need to, we'll either create a business profile or reclaim an existing profile that it may already be out there for your company. All right, so on the right side of this search results page is the example of the Google business profile that I was talking about. When creating a business profile, it'll allow you to edit the information across all the Google displays. So that is on a phone, a tablet, a computer, any of those devices. That's what we're using all the time. That's how people find information anymore. We don't use the phone book. This will also help your business provide details that are up to date and consistent across search and maps. Before, search and maps was not cohesive, so you may have to update something on Google search or on your business website and then let search pick it up. And then on Google Maps, you may have a totally different set of details or business contact information if you weren't updating that separately. So Google has recently merged those two components, and it's really helping out quite a bit. Up-to-date business profiles are 2.7 times more likely to be considered as reputable. And that is simply because if we don't know a business, what do? We go to Google and we search it, and the things that come up at the top are the things that we go to. And especially if we see a profile on the side, it makes us think that that business is really on top of their game, they're putting in more effort, things like that. So whether we do it consciously or not, we consider them more reputable if they have more information out there. So that's what we want to do with your business. One thing I will mention though is creating a business profile won't guarantee that your business will appear in search results. So that's something we have to work a little harder at, and we have other workshops that kind of help, give you some tips and things to do that. So we're not saying that Google My Business is going to be the only tool that you need to advertise your business on the internet. That's just not a fact. So, but this is just one way, and it's free, so that's even better. All right, so appearing on Google Maps, like I said, is really important for your business. People visit 1.5 billion destinations every month related to their Google searches. So when we're searching for things, we're much more likely to actually go to those restaurants, to those shops that we're able to find online. Most of us aren't just walking down the street hoping to stumble across what we're looking for. We're searching with intent. People who are searching locally, even though there are billions of searches made monthly, more than 30% of them are mobile searches related to the location that they're in. So that's really something important to keep in mind. Businesses with storefronts also that are open to customers, and those that meet with customers in local service areas are all eligible to meet or have a Google My Business profile. Sorry. There are many signals that Google uses to determine which results actually pull up your Google listing. So those factors would include relevancy, so keywords, things like that. Distance, because it does take into consideration how far the person would have to travel to get to your business. I know when I've been searching, there may be something, 5 miles behind me, but because of the direction that I'm headed in, it's going to pick up things that are 5 miles in front of me. So all things to consider, and then of course the prominence. So is your place easy to find? Is it well labeled? Things like that. all of that is factored into how Google searches and brings up the profiles. Relevancy, like I said, is how well the business profile matches the search. So like I said, the keywords and things like that that it's going to pull. Another great feature of the business profile is that it works on all devices. So like I said, tablet, phone, computer, however you can get on the internet, it'll pick it up. Off your watch. This is particularly important because of the rise of mobile. Smartphones have become indispensable shopping tools. I know that's where I make 50% of my purchases is off my phone, whether I'm looking up to go to a local store to find out what their hours are or whether I'm physically shopping online. All right, so I did say we're going to take a tour of the Google My Business tools. So let's go ahead and do that now. And this will kind of explain kind of what the profile looks like. So this is the anatomy of a Google profile on a Google business profile. When a shopper discovers your profile, they'll see information about your business, like your address, your phone number, your contact information, hours of operation, and any posts that you may have done. Photos and videos, you can put those on there. It's a great help to see kind of what the business looks like, especially if you're driving by and searching for it. So kind of an outside picture of your business, maybe pictures of your associates, just who they're going to see and what they're going to see when they come in. So that's really helpful. In the app on Google My Business, it'll help you take those pictures. If you're doing it on a computer, you'll have to take them and then upload them. It allows customers to read what others say about your business, so the review portion. And then you can also write up to 750 characters of information describing your business. So just kind of a short description, 750 characters isn't a lot, but just enough to kind of tease people and get them to either click on your website to find out more or let them know enough that they're going to go ahead and come to your business just to see what it's all about. All right, this is a screenshot of the Google My Business dashboard on the computer. So it'll look a little different if you were using the Google My Business app. But you can start at the dashboard to access all the features. And then later in the workshop, we'll go through kind of how to set up the Google My Business profile and then what each of those buttons would kind of tell you or allow you to edit. If you haven't if you don't already have one, so we're going to have some people on here today that already have one. They just haven't been updating it or they don't have access to update it. So we'll get that all fixed here in a little bit. I don't recommend doing it right now, but if you want to go ahead and write this down, the internet site that you're going to go to actually set this up will be google.com/business, and it's actually right on your screen on the left-hand side in green. So that'll be a good one to keep a hold of. Okay, so like I was talking about, we do have a mobile app through Google. You can make updates with the free Google My Business app. It is available on Apple and Android. So no matter what kind of device you have, you're good. The app offers another easy way to make updates to your business profile, especially if you're one that uses your phone a lot to do business. Maybe you're on the go. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about a couple things that that you can actually do with the Google My Business app or toolbar. All right, so one of the big things, 40% of local businesses don't have their hours of operation. I'm sorry, 40% of business searchers want to find their hours of operation for the business that they're searching. So, and you would be surprised how many don't have that on there. So that's a big ticket item that we need to work on. You can edit your hours of operation from the Google My Business app or the dashboard. And if your business has special hours throughout the year, like for holidays, maybe extended hours around Christmas time, or that you'll be closed on certain holidays that day of the week you would normally be open, like Labor Day or Memorial Day. If you're going to have special hours, then you can specify those particular dates in advance and change the hours, whether you're closed or extending or however. Google will also send you emails or notifications, depending on which device you're using, to let you know that, hey, a holiday is coming up and you may want to consider, adjusting your hours if that's something that you're doing. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. You'll just click on the date and adjust the time frames. So it's not anything complicated. All right, and we were talking about adding business photos earlier. So it just really helps for your profile to stand out instead of being all white. One thing I want to note, though, is that photos can be added both by the business and the customers. So although you put, professional, really nice photos on there, you may also get customers who will take photos of your business, and they can upload them as well as part of their reviews. So, just keep that in mind. If there's photos that are really unbecoming or vulgar or something like that, you can put in a request to have those taken down by Google, but it's not something that you can do yourself. For businesses who want to show off their storefront, there is actually an option to add a virtual tour. This is done in the app only. That's not something that you can do from the computer. But this connects you to a site with information about hiring a Street View Trusted Pro if you want, or you can do it yourself. And this Street View Trusted Pro is a photographer officially certified by Google who will come and do a 3D tour of your business location and then go ahead and upload it to your profile. So you have either option, which is really nice. Another cool feature that we just have on the app right now is the ability to add image descriptions. It'll hold about 80 characters. And that's kind of nice because, especially if you're talking about like a product and you're putting a picture of a new product or maybe a line that you carry or something like that, then you can kind of put some extra details there that maybe people wouldn't know from just looking at the photo, especially if they're not familiar with that product. So we talked about videos on there. They're about 30 seconds is all that they'll do unless you do the 3D tour, and they're about a minute and a half. Couple, examples that Google likes to really do is giving a tour of your space with that 30-second video. Maybe doing a highlight on your employees, especially the ones that are greeting the customers as they come in, or if they're particularly knowledgeable about a certain subject. And then it's always neat to do the unboxing of new products or merchandise that you have. Okay, so moving on to your short name and custom link. This is something that's fairly new. So if you're a verified business, you can create a short name or a custom name for your business profile. This makes it easier to share your profile with your customers. The benefit of a short name is simply that enables you to promote your profile in a new way, both online. So if you do a confirmation email with one of your customers that they bought a product or something like that, then you can always send them this link to ask for a review. And it's just a very easy way for them to do that. They don't have to search anything or try and find your profile. All they have to do is click on that link and go right to your profile. So it makes it nice. You can also use it on social media, as well as, if you wanted to print it on your business card or a flyer or something like that. This makes a quick, easy way for them to get directly to your particular profile, especially if your business name is a little more popular one, that there's other businesses in other areas that have similar names. How it works is you create a short name directly on the Google My Business dashboard in the info section. You can choose to personalize the short name however you want, but it will be the @ symbol and then whatever name you choose all run together. So it's kind of like a hashtag. The short name also creates a shorter URL that can make it easier for customers to find you. So like I said, it just creates that direct link. Another bonus that you can use this short name for is, like I said, the reviews, which is what we're really trying to promote, is that our customers go ahead and give us reviews, especially our longtime good customers. We don't want everything to be glowy about us all the time, because then it looks a little suspicious, but we want people to be real, and we want people to acknowledge what they like about our business. So. Like I said, on read and respond to the reviews, we do want people to do those. So once your business profile is verified, you'll have the option to read and respond to reviews that are published on Google. Business owners often ask for advice about negative reviews. Usually, how can I remove them? One thing I will say is Google is very strict about their content policy. But unless the review goes against the content policy, they are not going to take it down. Instead, Google encourages business owners to respond. So, if somebody's doing a complaint on there, go on, respond to them, maybe try and figure out a way you can fix the situation, things like that. It gives you a lot more credibility. Is the way Google looks at it, is that, somebody had a problem with your business, but you are taking the extra step to rectify the situation, as opposed to you do everything right all the time and no one ever dislikes your business. We would all love to have that situation, but it's just not a fact of reality. So responses might explain the company policy or thanking happy customers for feedback. So you want to try to respond to all of the reviews, good and bad. So if somebody puts something great on there, you want to acknowledge that they did that. The timeliness and professionalism of responses demonstrates the business the business's ability to really listen to customer feedback and positively influence potential customers. So we want to look at it as a good thing when people leave reviews, and hopefully they're leaving good reviews all the time. All right, sharing your short link is a great way to receive more reviews. Once again, the URL format is going to be the page name and then / whatever a short name you chose. So pretty simple. Like I said, that's actually on your screen. So if you want to write that down, but you will be able to do that in the tool here in a little bit. So the other nice thing is Google's not really a social media, but it does have a social media component. And this is the feature which allows merchants to post live updates directly to their business profile. Posts allow you to communicate in new ways with potential customers to share information, encourage reservations, promote an email newsletter maybe, or buy products. The post will appear in the body basically of your business profile on the search and maps. So when the profile comes up on the right hand side, it'll have all your information at the top because that's the most important part, but then it'll have posts down below it along with the reviews. So it only holds about 3 posts at a time. So if you post a lot, you may have to repost some things to make sure that it's showing up on that first page all the time. You can create posts from the Google My Business app or the web dashboard, and you can also see how posts are influencing potential customers on the insights page. So it'll kind of give you, how many people saw it, how many people liked it, did they do an action when they saw it, did they go ahead and go to your website, did they go to the directions, did they call you, things like that. One thing that Google is getting ready to roll out is the ability to add multiple images to a post. So if you're familiar with Facebook, you can do a carousel image where you can have 6 or 8 photos and a combination of photos and videos. And so Google is trying to roll that out pretty quickly as well, so that you don't have to make multiple posts for the same content because you want to use more than one picture. All right, so the type of posts that are available are dependent upon your business category. So not everybody will see, all of these, and you may see some different ones. But these are the most common. These are the ones that are on most of the categories, depending on, like I said, your category. So what would be useful to your business? So what's new posts are kind of like announcements. So that's the first one there with the girl doing yoga, the Honest Soul Yoga. Posts provide a general information about your business. It can include a photo or video. Remember, that's 30 seconds or less on the video. A link, a call to action, and then just written word. Let's see. The product post would emphasize a specific product that your business is selling. So maybe something new, or maybe something that you've had in your store for a while, but you have quite a bit of inventory and you want to make sure that people know that you have it. With that type of post, the product post, you can put in a title, a photo or video, and then it'll also use that call to action button and then space to write a description as well. Offer post will have a CTA button or a call to action button, and then just a product description. So there's not a whole lot there. Most times what they're looking for is a percentage off, a sale, things like that. That's what your offer post is going to be most of the time. And then, of course, an event post that'll tell you, give details about an event that's coming up in your store or in your business. One thing to note here, if you design your own media, the minimum for pixel size on an image would be 400 by 300 pixels, and the maximum is 10,000 by 10,000 pixels. So a little different from a lot of your other sites. So just something to keep in mind. And that's so that it's fluid on both mobile devices and on a regular computer. For some categories, you actually will have a book appointments tab. your salons, massage places, things like that, restaurants perhaps, to book a reservation. So that just came out. Um, 1 out of 2 customers want to schedule an appointment when searching for business online. So that's why they're looking for your business. They're maybe looking to call and make an appointment. This makes it really easy for them when they can just schedule that appointment right away on there. And it saves you the fee for having a additional scheduling software. So that's really nice. That would be google.com/maps/reserve. And that's where you could go to kind of find out how that would work and what categories it's eligible for and things like that. All right, so the follow feature can be seen when a customer finds your business profile on Google Maps. They can choose to follow your business page to stay updated, see new offers, new photos, and once they follow your business, they can see updates about your business in the For You tab on Maps. So any business that you choose to follow, when you go on to Google Search or Google Maps, you'll actually have a little tab that says For You, and then all your favorite businesses will be kind of categorized there. So it's a nice new tool that Google's done for the community, basically. The benefit of this feature is that it offers an additional channel for business owners to reach out to customers. So you'll actually have a list of anybody that has followed your business on the Google My Business tool. And then you can actually message directly to them to let them know when you're having sales, if there's an event coming up, things like that. So one thing that we do encourage you to do is if you're going to have the follow portion set up, that you do a welcome offer. And this allows you to provide an offer to thank customers who follow your business. When they click the follow button on the search and maps, they'll get your offer, such as maybe $5 off of your first meal, and then they'll have to redeem that in person. So it's a great way to get someone who's following your business to also come into your business. The benefit of this feature is to engage with people that show interest in your business. So those loyal fans that you have, you want to give them a little extra something for being loyal to us. All right, now this is something that's completely optional. I have seen businesses that are so excited about this option and other businesses who want nothing to do with it. And either one is okay. It's just how you want to run your business. So let me give you kind of the rundown about the messaging portion, and then you can decide. So your business profile allows you to directly chat with customers from the Google My Business app. So this is only available on the app. So Android or Apple, either one. This is a real-time customer chat. Responding to customers can help you answer their questions, tell your business story, or attract more people to your location so they can ask you questions right then before they call you and ask that same question, or if it's after hours or things like that. So to turn on the messaging, you would sign into the Google My Business app, click on the customer tab, and then use the message feature at the top of the screen. You will be prompted to set up an automated welcome message that customers get when they message you. So it's not that you have to respond immediately. They'll get that message that they've reached some associate or whoever you designate to handle it. And then you can go ahead and answer their questions after that. So you would have to keep this app on your phone at all times so that you can receive the messages. but they'll come through right like a text message, so SMS message. If you don't respond to messages within 24 hours, though, Google may deactivate the messaging feature for you. So this is something that you really want to make sure that you're going to keep up with and utilize before you turn it on. You can always turn it off. It's no big deal. But like I said, if you're not answering your messages within 24 hours, Google may turn it off for you. So it's really neat, especially if you had a home-based business or something like that, but it may not be for everybody. Another tool that may not be for everybody is Google has provided a free website. It's very simple, very user-friendly website that you can set up. It comes right along with your Google My Business profile. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're the one who's in control of it and what content is on it and all of that. So the Google My Business includes the option, like I said, to create the free and simple website. It's a great starting point for being online, especially if you're a small business entrepreneur. Though it would be great for those who don't have a web presence yet. So creating the website with Google My Business is about a 5-minute process. There are 3 steps. Basically, you're going to go into the dashboard for Google My Business. This will have to be done actually on a computer. It's not available in the app. You'll click on website. It'll pull information from your Google My Business profile. So whatever business information is on there, it'll go ahead and pull that, and then you have the option to customize what elements are actually on the site. And then you'll just click publish. So it's really easy. It'll take photos, videos, content of any kind. If you want to be really creative, there's even some widgets that you can plug into this free website. So it's really a neat tool if you don't have a website or don't feel like you're in a position to pay for a website at this time. The only thing is that it will be, the format for it will be your business name. So like we have Stacia's Bakery right here on the screen. So it would be Stacia's Bakery dot Stacia's Bakery dot site. So it's a little weird, but that's kind of the trade-off for it being free. So that's one of those things where you could put it on your business cards, on your Facebook, and once people know that that's your website, then they're going to be able to go to it. But it's not going to be the common, stacey'sbakery.com that you would think of. So something to keep in mind. The other thing you can do is you can actually register your own domain name with the Google domain, and then it'll plug right into the Google dashboard as well, and then you can control it from there. This is a little more complicated, I will say that, and there are Googlers that would be available to kind of help you through that process. But if it's something that you wanted to do, it can certainly be done. And of course, your domain you would pay for and everything like that. But the free website is just that. It's free and simple, and if you don't need a lot in the way of a website, but you want to have an online presence, it's a pretty good option. So a lot of small businesses would just have one person that handles their marketing and day-to-day updating on the web. But if you had more than one, you can go to manage users, and you'll click the little plus sign. The plus sign is kind of the gateway to everything with Google. So you'll click the little plus sign, and then you can put in their email address, and it will send them an email that says you would like to add them as a user and what kind of role you want them to play. So would they be a co-owner, a manager, a site manager, things like that. Those are kind of the layout. And then, of course, the primary owner would be you as the original person who set up the profile. So, kind of the breakdown of what it does. Co-owners and managers can do almost everything that primary owners do, except they can't delete another user from it. So they can't ever delete you as the primary owner, and they can't delete anyone else that you designate is someone who can edit the Google My Business profile. Now, site managers, however, they have a little more limited access. Um, they can change, hours of operation. They can put posts up. But the primary business information, they're not going to be able to change without email approval from you as the primary owner. So gives you a couple different options. And of course, when you're done setting up the role and putting in their email, then you would just click invite, and it'll send an email right to them, and then they can accept it and start using the profile right then. So this is actually my favorite feature of the entire site. And this is just because I really like to look at all of these charts and scratch my head over what they mean and why they are the way they are. But they can be really helpful. So this is the insights. You might have worked with insights on some of the other social media groups that you may use. But this one basically goes over how did searchers find you? How do they interact with your profile? Did they call, request directions, or visit your website? Where did they come from? So, kind of where is their geographic location? And it'll tell you what days you have the most activity. So perhaps kind of when your busy days are going to be based on the season. And or, whether you're having sales and that's when people are coming in, or when you get a new product, is that when people are coming in? So it kind of gives you an idea of what's working and what's not. So how customers found your profile, that's one of the charts. And it shows how many customers found you in a direct search versus a discovery search. So direct search would be how they searched using your business name, your address, something like that. So they already knew a little bit of information about you. Versus a discovery search, which is when they were looking for a particular product, a particular type of store. So whether they're looking for a restaurant, or they're looking for somewhere to shop, things like that. And then your profile appeared as a result of that search. So kind of a little more open. Search queries are available only on the web. So this kind of breaks it down between were they searching on a computer or were they searching on a mobile device. Search queries focus on the terms that your customer used to find your business. This does not mean that they clicked on your business profile, but that your profile appeared in the search during the time that they were searching. So they may have even been on the Google Maps and were doing like directions and then saw your business to the side and clicked on it to find out what you were about. And then customer views. This is if they found your business profile on Google Search or Maps. And then, of course, customer actions. Did they call you? Did they request directions? They message you? Things like that. And then it breaks it down even further as to directions request. Did they go ahead and print those? Or did they use the app to actually go ahead and use those directions to physically get to you. Phone calls, it breaks it down into day of the week, time of day that they looked for you and possibly called you. So you can even track exactly where the calls came that you got at your business. And then photos. The number of photos associated with your profile and how often they're viewed as compared to photos of businesses similar to yours. So that's kind of a really neat feature because then you can kind of compare with the competition basically. All right, so this is the more actionable part of the workshop. So if you haven't been taking notes up until now, I suggest that you do. And this is where we may have a few more questions because we're actually going to go through what are the steps to actually setting up your business profile or claiming it. All right, so a business profile on the Google My Business tool can only be created for businesses that either have a physical location that customers can visit or that you'll do delivery. So you'll travel to visit customers where they are. The general rule is that businesses must make in-person contact with customers during the hours of operation that you've stated. Some exceptions would include ATMs, because of course they're not manned, but they are there all the time. Video rental kiosks, so like Redbox, places like that. And express mail drop boxes, so FedEx, UPS, postal service boxes. They will actually put those on Google because they're places that you need to find. Also, seasonal businesses would be an exception because they may only be open during certain parts of the month, like say an ice skating rink or something like that, Christmas store, fireworks, things of that nature. Those businesses are eligible as long as they display permanent signage at the location all year round. So as long as they have signage up that says that that's where the business will be when it's time for them to open, then they're good to be on Google My Business. Ineligible businesses would include rentals because once it's rented, then it's not to be on Google anymore. For sale properties, that is not something we want to put on Google. Vacation homes, model homes, vacant apartments, sales or leasing offices would actually be eligible for verification, but not the places that they would be selling or leasing. So it gets a little tricky there. An ongoing service that's a class or a meeting at a location that you don't own or have the authority to represent, it's kind of a sticky situation. So I know one of the big issues was like Weight Watchers meetings. They're in the same place at the same time all the time, but a lot of times they're going to be renting from somebody, just a room or something like that. So a lot of those take special verification. So basically the rule of thumb is if you receive mail there, then you're good to go as far as Google's concerned. If you do not receive mail, you're kind of iffy. So and we can go into a little bit more of that if you have any questions. Also, businesses that have not opened yet. If you will be opening for a future date, you can actually go ahead and set up a Google My Business profile, but you need to go ahead and put the future opening date on there. And what Google will do is they'll hold that business profile until that date. So they don't want you putting your unopened business on there until you're ready to be open. But they will go ahead and allow you to verify and get everything set up so that when you are able to open, then you're ready to go and it'll go live. The first thing that you want to do is write down google.com/business. Sorry, apparently I'm talking way too much. So you'll go ahead and do google.com/business, and then you're going to click on sign in, and then you'll click manage now. And what that does is it gets you into the Google account. So before using any of the Google products, you'll need to set up a free Google account. This provides a single sign-in, so a username and password, that lets you access all the connected Google products. If you sign into Gmail, which is automatically a Google account, then you won't need to sign in again to access your calendar or documents and all of the connected things that go with it. If you don't use Gmail, you can actually register another email address. So a business email address. So like for me, I sign in as info@okeechobeebusiness.com because that's my email. And I don't want to have a bunch of different emails. So to use a business email like that, you would do accounts.google.com/sign up. And that allows you to use your existing email account as opposed to creating another Google account and having a Google email address and all of those different things. So if you would like that option, like I said, that is accounts.google.com/sign up. All right, so a Google account should be one that you use with an email address that you check regularly. So like I said, if you want to go ahead and use your regular business account, by all means, it just keeps you from having to check multiple emails. Because Google will communicate with you about your business profile through this email address. And then, of course, the email addresses are used to verify the account, and they are not visible to the customers. So that's a good thing too. If it's a personal email account that you don't want everyone in the world to have, no problem, you can still use it because they will not show that on your business profile. That is simply for you to log in and no one else will see it. All right, so the first thing you would do, like I said, is to sign into your account. And then if you don't already have one and you don't already have an email that you want to use, you could go ahead and click create account. Like I said, in green there on the screen is actually the other option if you want to go ahead and use a business email. Okay, so once we get to this screen, you can see it'll say find and manage your business. And you're just going to begin typing your business name, and a drop-down list may appear if it can find things that are similar to your business name. If you see a list of businesses, you're going to scan the results and see if yours appears. And one thing to remember is that when you're using your business name, it needs to match what the signage on your building says. So if you are the Chamber of Commerce of Okeechobee County, Inc., and you don't use Inc. in your signage, don't put Inc. I know there's legality and everything about using the Inc. and the LLC and the corporation. That's not anything that you're going to get in trouble on Google. Google wants to know what is on your signage. They don't want to know that you have another business name and you just use, long example, but the chamber's real name is the Business Development Board of Okeechobee County. We use Chamber of Commerce of Okeechobee County because we're a DBA. So we're doing business as the Chamber of Commerce of Okeechobee County. And that's how you would expect to find us on Google, is Chamber of Commerce of Okeechobee County. So that's how we're on Google. That's what our signage says. We want it to match it. So you will not find a Google My Business profile for the Business Development Board of Okeechobee. So that's about as clear as I can make it on that one. But if you do find your name in that your business name in that drop-down list, you can go ahead and click on it. If you don't, then you're going to go ahead and type in the whole name of your business, and then go ahead and hit either confirm your business if you've chosen the name from the list, or if you've typed it in, then a button will come up to say next. Like I said, if you've chosen the name, it'll say confirm your business name. You want to make sure that it's spelled correctly, and then you'll go ahead and hit next. And that's the only way during this portion that you would get to edit the name of your business. You can go back and edit it later on, but until you're verified, that's going to be how the name is reflected on Google. The next step, once you get through either of those and getting the business name confirmed and all of that, then you're going to select your business category. If you can't find the perfect category, because there may not be the perfect category for your business, you're going to find something as close as possible. Google has filters and categories and subcategories and all kinds of stuff set up to correlate with what people search for on Google. So they're going to have a ton of categories, but they may not have the perfect category for every business. So you're going to try and get as close as you can, and then you'll be able to use other keywords that will help people find your business if your business category doesn't exactly match how you view what your business category should be. One example is we recently had a business that does plumbing and AC. That's not a typical category that you would find for a business to do both. So they had to choose one. So they ended up choosing the original business was an AC business, and then they merged and got the plumbing aspect of it with it. So they went ahead and chose AC because that's what they've been known for the longest. And then they were able to use the keywords to add in that they do plumbing as well. So people will be able to find them either way. And their business name has AC and plumbing in it. So they're going to be able to be found either way because those keywords are going to pick up if someone puts in plumbing, they'll still be able to find that business. But that's not a typical category. It's not something that you're going to see all over the country. So that's not something that Google has a category for. So you may not find the perfect category, but you're going to choose something that's as close as possible. So you're just going to have to play with it a little bit. So type in what kind of comes to your mind at first and see what comes up, and then kind of keep going from there. And you may find that they have exactly what you're looking for. Like I said, you can be a little more specific later on when you choose your keywords and things like that. If you have multiple categories for your business, like I said with the AC and plumbing, you're going to start with the main category, and then you can add additional things later on. So once you've done that step and you've found, the category that you're going to be in, then you'll just simply hit next. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky depending on what kind of business you have. As far as, do you deliver goods? Are you a physical location that people can come into? Are you home-based business where you'll meet people, things like that? So if you have a physical location, a brick and mortar business that people can walk in your front door, you're going to check yes. If you do not, and if you're any of those other scenarios, you're going to check no. And then you're going to click next, and it'll give you some other options as we go along. Okay, so this path is kind of going, if you clicked yes, so you have a physical location. And in this step, we don't want to add any extra details because this step is actually part of the Google Maps portion. So we want your physical address. So 16 Amphitheater Parkway. If there's an apartment number or a suite number, we do want to include that. Or if you're like in a mall or in an office building or something, you need those extra letters or numbers. But other than that, you don't want to put, nearby landmarks, nothing like that. And remember, P.O. boxes are not accurate physical locations. So just because you don't receive mail at that location, that's okay. This is not the mailing address section. This is how can people get to your physical location. So we'll talk about mailing addresses in a little while. If you check no, you'll be asked to enter the areas that you serve. So if it's a delivery type business, it's going to ask you for geographical locations such as cities, zip codes, however you break down your business. Neighborhoods, districts, things like that. Okay, so we were talking about the service areas. For those who already have a business profile and selected a service radius around your business, this process has changed a little bit. So if you're just on this workshop to update your business profile, this is something you want to pay attention to. So you can no longer set your service area as a distance like 25 miles, 50 miles around your business. Instead, you'll need to specify your service area using either city names, postal codes, or like neighborhoods or districts or something like that. So named areas. Also, if your business has a physical location but also delivers goods and services to customers, then you can, after you enter the business address, you'll have an option to do this same service area piece as well. So you don't have to pick one or the other. So if you're a restaurant and you do delivery, but you also have a physical restaurant that people come in, not a problem. You can have both components on your business profile. Okay, so this is the contact information. So you'll be prompted to enter your phone number and a website URL. If you don't have an external URL, then you'll be clicking that you got a create a free website based on your info, and that's where that free Google My Business website comes in. So if you don't have a website, that would be the time that you set all of that stuff up. So once you finish the registration for the website and all of that, either your free site or just typing in the website that you already own, you'll just click next. So that's a nice, simple screen. All right, and so our final step is that you'll need to confirm all these details before you hit finish. because you will not be able to edit this information until you receive the postcard in the mail that has your confirmation code on it. Because what Google does is you do all of this and set everything up, and then they mail you a postcard and it has a confirmation code on it. And then you log back in, you put in the code, and that's how they've verified your business. There are a couple other ways in certain circumstances, and I don't know that we'll go over that today because this is how most people are going to verify their business. But if you feel that you have a special circumstance, such as you only use a P.O. box for mail, or you have multiple locations for a business, then get with me and we'll go over that. So like I said, Google wants to verify your business. So like I said, you're going to get a postcard in the mail. And we do have, you'll see at the bottom of the little laptop screen there, it says more options. And that's where on rare occasions you could get a phone call or possibly as a Google partner. There's certain circumstances where I can verify your business for you, but most people are going to get the postcard in the mail. It's about 5 to 10 days to get it. End of story. Makes it nice and easy. So once you've verified everything, you made sure that you have the right postal address and all of that stuff, you're just going to click submit and your postcard will be mailed to you. So you do need to keep an eye on the mail. If you're not the person who normally checks the mail, make sure that you're checking the mail now, or that you let that person know that you're going to be receiving a postcard, because if you throw it away, then you have to do this all over again. So during times of peak activity, so it's seasonal, like if you do this right around Christmas, they will not guarantee the 5 days, of course. So you're looking at around 14 days, and in some instances longer, because let's face it, once Google mails it out, it's kind of in the post office hands. But you'll be looking for this oversized mailer. It has Google written all over it. It's nice and bright, and there'll be a 6-digit code on there that you will log back in to google.com/business, and you'll put in that code, and then you will have all the editing access that you want. You can go ahead and post, and everything is set up and ready to go. And of course, you can do this on the app as well. It's not just on the computer. So these are kind of your steps. We shared a lot more information, but these are your 3 steps for getting everything done. So create and verify your business profile, update your information, connect with your customers, and then utilize the site to engage with your customers and get some insight as to what people are doing in response to your business. All right, so at this time, normally we'd have kind of one-on-one with you and me and your laptop. But we don't really have that option at the moment. So like I said at the beginning, if you would like to schedule a one-on-one appointment with me, we would do that tomorrow. So we can either get back on WebEx and have a face-to-face conversation, or we can, you can call over the phone, or even come in. I can only have one person come in at a time. But you could come in and we can go over everything. So we have several people on here today, and I hope that this was useful for all of you. And I didn't see any other questions. So I do want to thank you for being on today. And like I said, I hope this was useful. If you have any other questions, email me, text me. You can put in the chat. I'll stay on for a few minutes. But this is a really great tool to help your business and to help you advertise your business for free. So that's kind of the end of today's session. And like I said, I'll stay on for a few minutes and see if anybody has any questions. But otherwise, thank you. Thank you, guys.